Are you a talented footballer with the potential to go all of the way, but you've never been spotted or had a trial? Well, all you need to do is check out a brand new innovative business that I've started with my partners called Scout's Eyes. It gives you a chance to get spotted by our network of scouts to try and get you a trial at a professional club. Scout's Eyes places you in front of a professional scout who will assess your talent. You simply need to visit our website right now and upload your clips as directed. Our scouts will then view them and give you a full assessment. If you meet a certain criteria, your details will be sent to scouts at professional football clubs for them to come and see you play. It's as simple as that. So visit scoutseyes.com right now and send in your clips, and a scout could be coming to watch you play at your next game. AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal. Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Don't forget to use the code SE50. Claim that discount. Remember, it's only available here on Transfer Daily. The link is in the description for Scout's Eyes. Big game yesterday. I watched that. Real Madrid versus PSG. What a team PSG are. They absolutely destroyed Real Madrid. 4-0. They're not messing about. Remember when we lost to them in the semi-finals? Everyone was having a go at us. You've seen how good a team they are. They won that final 5-0 against Inter. Yesterday at 4-0 against Real Madrid. It could have been more. I mean, they are such a good side. Of course, I was looking at that game in particular to see Rodrygo, but yet again, no minutes for Rodrygo. Second game in a row. 5 consecutive games for Rodrygo in the Club World Cup, where he's been on the bench. I've been saying it for days. The writing's on the wall for him. It's decision time now. The Club World Cup is over and Rodrygo has a decision to make. Does he stay at Real Madrid, or, as what is more likely to happen, does he leave? Remember, for players, this is a World Cup year. At the end of the season, it's the World Cup. For a Brazilian, that is, getting in that Brazilian side in a World Cup is a huge achievement. You're going to want to be playing in that side, especially over in America. We've seen the support in the Club World Cup for teams like Flamengo, Fluminense, all these Botafogo, these Brazilian teams have had amazing support over there in America. So the Brazilian national team is going to be even bigger, right? You want to be playing in those competitions. And right now, Rodrygo's chances of making that squad are getting diminished because he's not playing. Xavi Alonso was asked, why was Rodrygo yet again left on the bench? And he said, I didn't play Rodrygo for a technical decision. Same thing he said in the last game. Now, all of the talk is that it's down to Rodrygo. Real Madrid are not forcing him through the door, but they're not stopping him either. He's got a big decision to make, and we're going to start to hear more about it from next week. £77 million is said to be the asking fee. Arsenal, very interested as we know, but there are other teams. Liverpool are said to be interested. Saudi teams are interested. What happens with Rodrygo, we're going to start to get a very, very clear picture on. It's the signing that a lot of Arsenal fans would like to see, but is this the signing that's going to happen? And that's Noni Madueke from Chelsea. Yesterday, Arsenal put in a bid for Noni Madueke. It's said to be an initial £40 million plus £10 million in add-ons, which will take it up to around about £50 million. Now, we know that Chelsea, they're looking around about the £55 million mark. Kudus is going for £55 million to Spurs. Anthony Elanga, £55 million to Newcastle. They're looking at this and they're gauging their player in a similar fashion. Of course, Chelsea are in the final of the Club World Cup, so Noni Madueke is still a game to play. But personal terms have already been agreed on a 5-year deal. Arsenal have put in their bid. Will Chelsea accept this? It's starting to look like this deal is going to happen. And we're being told that if Arsenal sign Noni Madueke, it doesn't affect Arsenal trying to get Eberechi Eze, but does it affect Arsenal going for a player like Rodrygo? I just can't see Arsenal going for Rodrygo, Eze, Noni Madueke, all of it, because there's so much money. And I'm telling you that, we've done the polls on this show. First one, 87% of you said you didn't want Noni Madueke. We did another poll, 95% said you didn't want Noni Madueke. Unfortunately, for everybody voting in that, Mikel Arteta and Andrea Berta are not voting in it. They want Noni Madueke, and this deal is starting to look like it's going to happen. It's baffling to all Arsenal fans. There was a meltdown yesterday on social media with a trending hashtag which said no to Madueke. That was trending. I mean, I've not found one Arsenal fan that said they want this signing. That's facts. I will get behind the signing if it happens. I will get behind, well, when I say get behind the signing, I'm not for this signing. 100% I'm not for this signing. But if it happens, I'm going to get behind Noni Madueke. He'll be an Arsenal player. I want him to succeed. I want him to do well if we sign him. But this is an unpopular signing. It puts a lot of pressure on Mikel Arteta. What if he comes in and he bombs? This is already a pressurized transfer window and season for Mikel Arteta, where I think he has to get things right. This is a very, very controversial signing indeed if it happens. Do Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta listen to the noise of the fans and say, well, you know what? The fans are so against this one that let's leave it? Or do they just say, no, listen, what do the fans know? We've done all our homework. We can see that, look at him. He's an excellent ball carrier, excellent dribbler, very, very quick. He's going to help us in transition. We need backup to Bukayo Saka because Saka, as we know, has played far too many games, hence why he had that breakdown last season. And we know that this guy can cover on the left-hand side as well. So that's why we're bringing him in and we're going with our gut. Yes, they can do that, but it's a very, very controversial decision that has to work, especially at £50 million. I think, speaking to a lot of fans, if this deal was around about 30, 35 million, I don't think there'd be a big issue with it. There'd still be the Chelsea thing, yet another player from Chelsea, all that. But it's the 50 million price tag, which then means the likelihood of signing a Rodrygo or somebody like that gets less and less likely. This is a big, big risk for Arsenal, but it looks like they're proceeding with it. It looks like it's going to happen. The bid's gone in. The player has agreed terms. It's happening, people. It's happening. Eberechi Eze is the other one that's really rumoured strongly to happen. I spoke about yesterday. Our court offside said that Arsenal already put an initial bid of 45 million plus add-ons in. Way, way below what, Crystal Palace are looking for, that release clause of £68 million. There are also rumours that they'd offer money plus the defender Josh Nichols, up-and-coming kid at Arsenal as part of the deal. All of these rumours at the moment. But this could be quite a significant development that happened yesterday, and it happened outside of Crystal Palace, and that is that Lyon, the team that plays over there in Ligue 1, they won their appeal against getting relegated to League 2 because of financial irregularities. They're not going to play in League 2 next season. They're going to be in the French top division. Now, this could affect Crystal Palace's chances of playing in the Europa League because Lyon had already agreed that if they were going to play in the League 2 in France, they would give up their position to play in the Europa League. Now that they are definitely going to be in the top flight in France, they're not going to give up that position, which now again spells big problems for Palace. The investigations into Crystal Palace And how this came about is that their owner owns Lyon as well. He's since given up, relinquished his shares in Palace, but he owned Lyon at the same time. And you're not allowed to have two teams that you own in the same competition. Now, they were taking, investigating this and possible taking action against Palace and expelling them from playing in the Europa League. But when this emerged, that Lyon said they'd give up their position if they were relegated, that investigation was suspended pending the outcome of this Lyon case. Now we have the outcome. That means that Palace are again under threat of not being able to play in the Europa League. What does that do for Eze? No European football for him. What does that do for the club finances if they were to be told you're not going to be able to play in the Europa League? What does that do for their finances going forward? Could it be that they'd be forced to take the money for Eze? Very, very, very interesting situation that we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Viktor Gyökeres, no massive updates on this today, only to say that the talks are still going on. They're very advanced. Arsenal have been a bit frustrated about the fact that, there's a fight, they're arguing over 5 million of the fixed fee to get the deal done. But everybody just needs to just be patient on this one. It does look like this is going to happen. Gyökeres has already said to Sporting, I am not coming back to play for you no matter what the circumstances. I'll tell you what, for players, the big lesson from this one is never have no mutual shaking hands agreements with any owners, I remember Harry Kane did that when he was at Tottenham, shook hands with Daniel Levy on, a gentleman's agreement. With the owners of some of these football clubs and how ruthless they are, there ain't no gentleman. Don't do it. Get something written down, right? So Gyökeres is not returning. We still expect the deal to get done. This is a deal that, in contrast to the Madueke one, does have Arsenal fans excited, does have opposition fans worried. I saw one yesterday, so I'm worried. He goes, he was a Man United fan. He goes, you guys get Gyökeres. He goes, you're a serious, serious threat. Great signing when it happens, but still not happened yet, but still going through. Max Dowman, great to see him training with the first team yesterday as the Arsenal players, a lot of them returning back to first team training. He's in talks at the moment to sign to sign his new professional contract at Arsenal. Remember, he's still only 15, turns 16 in December. Then at 16, he'll be able to sign his pro contract. So that's good news for Arsenal. Chelsea, along with a load of clubs around Europe, very interested in signing him, but he does look like he will be staying put. And Fábio Vieira looks like he could be on the move this summer. The 25-year-old is wanted by the Serie A club Parma. Now remember, Parma are now managed by the ex-Arsenal coach Carlos Cuesta, who took over there in June. Arsenal said to be willing to sell him for around about 20 million euros. That's around about just over 17 million pounds. And it would be likely that Arsenal, if they do sell him for that sort of fee, because remember, they paid over 30 million for him, they're likely to insert some sort of sell-on clause in that Parma deal. But starting to look like he could be on his way to Parma this summer. Parma very, very interested in signing Fábio Vieira. And we know that Arsenal, in order to bring in some of the players that they're looking to get, are going to have to make some sales. And Vieira definitely looks like he's going to be one of them. So those are the rumours for today. Don't forget, we keep you up to date with everything that happens. We could see, I said this yesterday, thought it might have happened yesterday. It didn't. Could be today or tomorrow. Christian Norgard, the next one through the door at Arsenal. And then who comes next? That's the one of big interest. Hi, we've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, go to ukautoclaims.co.uk to start your free simple check. Loads of you will have overpaid and payouts could be worth thousands. So you've got to look into it. Hit up the link below and check now for free.